Let's start with search. I used to call it a hidden treasure of every e-shop, as people who use the search bar are closer to completing a purchase because they know more precisely what they want and are more likely to buy it when they find it. After all, that's likely the reason they came to the e-shop, to find and buy quickly. Isn't it a pity if the e-shop complicates their purchase with a bad search experience? Luigi's Box Search knows that users make mistakes or typos, and they use incorrect or slang expressions or various grammatically incorrect synonyms when searching. Our search accounts for this, and in doing so can eliminate the dreaded no-result searches to a great extent. It's one thing to search and find a product, but another, perhaps even more important, is to rank the results in a relevant way. Even though the users know what they want, they may use general phrases for which they find dozens or even hundreds of products. However, it's been proven that the overwhelming majority of users only check the first page of the results. No one has time to look at more than the first few products, unless you are browsing for clothes. That's why sorting the results in the right way is crucial. Our search takes into account not only the analyzed preferences of the customer, but also the seasonality of products, their margins, sales, or how often they appear in search, which increase the e-shop's revenue. The search feature works not only for products. People nowadays really look for anything on the web. They are used to not having to wait through complicated navigation, because through the search they can find things faster. This way, they can easily find instructions, blog articles, even sales and return policies. In this case, customers are demanding and their mindset is uncompromising. If they are looking for something, they need it immediately. And if they don't find what they are looking for, it just doesn't exist. For example, a search with autocomplete must return results after entering the very first letter, because if the user enters the second one and nothing happens, they likely think that the search doesn't work at all. It's even more important on mobile phones. No one wants to type more than necessary, even though we spend more time scrolling on our phones every year. That's why we dedicate a lot of energy to making our mobile autocomplete perfect. Mobile search needs to be clear and structured, and products must appear immediately and have enough space to be seen properly. Browsing products must be convenient, but it must also provide space for other types of content that the user can search for. Convenient product browsing is not just about mobile search. It is also important that the user can reach the categories from the menu, regardless of whether it is a mobile phone or a desktop. I have mentioned that people often look for generic phrases, for instance shirt, closet or refrigerator. Thanks to autocomplete, they often find the right category for such a generic phrase. However, there comes the same key issue as with search: relevant product ranking. That's why we took the best of search and created Luigi's Box product listing. These are personalized category content results that take navigation to a new level of customer content interaction. The content of the categories no longer has to be static, but may reflect the development of sales of individual products and especially the needs and preferences of the user. If there is a customer who only visits the e-shop to buy sneakers from limited editions, wouldn't it be better if they only received results of limited pieces after clicking on the category of sneakers? We can modify and optimize all these processes and even help e-shops increase sales, not just artificially, but by improving the quality of customer interaction. Let's go even further. Product listing is not just about ranking products. Equally important is to allow the visitor to dive deeper into the category and narrow down the number of products through filters. The challenge is to ensure that the customer has the relevant filters available in each category. It is common that e-shops have several filters available, but not always the same filters are applicable for all categories. And so the customer has to go through various options, even though they would only need a few of them. Our dynamic facets can determine which filters are appropriate for different product categories and show the customer only the relevant ones. For example, in the guitars category, you can see filters such as handedness or finish, while in the, let's say, stage pianos, you will have options to filter by number of keys or keyboard type. We are obsessed with relevance in all of our products: autocomplete, search, product listing.